8:59.
I know we're early. We're early. What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild
and Harley Designs. The
it
week
feels, Josh,
that only us have been waiting for so much.
Feels like I've never even left.
It's been days since I've harassed you.
Well, that's not even true because we chatted the whole time.
Yeah,
so the harassment's never stopped.
Never.
Although, never have I been more happy to have been yelled at by somebody.
Did a lot of yelling.
Yeah. Episode 109.
109. Check in where you're watching from.
Was there a niner in there?
And who was the last person that yelled at you?
Yeah. If it was your dad, at least you got one.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you do anything last week? Anything of interest?
I don't remember at all.
What a blur. You know what it was for me? It was the 1,600 miles of driving that really kind of blurred everything for me.
Mine was like the 16 total hours of sleep. So
hey, listen, you got plenty of sleep. You got at least 5 minutes while I took your picture 3 times.
Oh, and this is nothing new. For those that don't know, I take little naps at almost every big event I've ever been to. My favorite thing is rock naps. But
yes,
the problem was that where we were, the rocks were not warm because it was so cold outside. Because if you're at a nice event, an event where it's nice outside, you find yourself a little rock, you kind of just find that rocks can be very comfortable.
You snuggle in.
You do one of these and you just power down.
But you decided to have a few sleeps where you were sitting amongst friends and chatting, and then you didn't say anything and you just went right to sleep.
Oh yeah, not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And it was, I was up every night, either finishing a truck. Well, actually finishing a truck. Every night before the event, I was finishing a truck, whether it was class 1 or 2 or 3.
This is true.
So, that's
Adam Tebben. Not to worry, you will hear the thumb story among many other stories.
So here's the culprit. Little bastard.
That's what you're gonna nickname that thing, the Lil Bastard.
Little bastard. Crawler Baller, $4.99. Thank you much, sir. Here's an idea. Start next year's builds right now.
Question mark? You can't do that.
You can't
do that, especially this year. We don't know the rules.
Because what we were told while at the event was the rules are going to be getting a substantial change, which is great.
Which is really good. Because there were... And I don't mean any disrespect, because these guys built these trucks to the letter of the law in terms of the rules. They performed amazingly. They didn't look much like trucks anymore, but
they were a third the weight of Matt or I's. I mean, there was
a third the weight of Josh's and about a fifth the weight of mine.
Right.
That's not true though. Your class 1 was heavier than my class 1.
Yes, my class 1 was heavier because I was at like 7 pounds 5. Actually, I weighed it when I got back. I was like a little over 7.7 with the added weight that I put in the rear.
That's up there.
So
that's
almost
almost 8.
The battery. Yeah. Not quite. That's bad.
But 7.7. Oh, it's 7 pounds 7 ounces.
Sorry,
right.
That was my fault. Sorry. You're fine.
Well, Canadian. Blind Guy RC, thank you very much. I like your new logo, by the way. You did great. Josh sounded like a trainer. He sounded more like a very upset dad. Like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, is basically the tone.
No, it's spotter tone. Like when you spot in full size or RC, you have to tell them what's going on. Because a driver just gets in his zone.
You have to be very specific.
Gets in his zone and they don't know. And you just got to tell them, be very clear. And because when you're like full size, drivers in a car, you can't see anything. So you have to be even more descriptive.
Right. Well, I might have been a full-size driver because I felt like I couldn't see anything either. And not only that, I also like I went back and I watched my runs in the complete 6 minutes, and there was a lot of time where I was just sort of like completely like dead to everything. It's just like,
well, yeah, I was editing the class 1 video stuff, and I was telling Matt, I was like, I feel like you were screwing with me, because I was just like, and we were at the table in the bed, the Airbnb, and I was just like, I'm like, I'm watching it and it's just going. The timeline's going on my video editor, and the truck's not moving.
Happening. Truck's not moving.
I'm like, I feel like you're screwing with me now and then.
Yes.
Indy Bama, good to see you made it home safe. It was so awesome to meet you all. Hope to see y'all soon. And I hope
hopefully you had a baby.
Twins.
Hopefully you had 2 babies.
Yeah, hopefully you had both of them. Congratulations.
That one's still in there. Yeah, congrats. Indy Bama, thank you as well. How was the drive home, Matt? So awesome to meet. Thanks again for the SBG stickers. Hope we meet again soon. I hope we meet again soon too. You were a heck of a nice guy.
Blank IRC also. Yeah. Have you ever thought of RC personal training?
DK just said, Josh sounded like Dad telling you to hold the damn flashlight still. He's like, okay. And when I was holding the winch stick for Josh already knew the courses quite well, because he watched me do everything not to do in most cases.
We went back and forth from who went first and not.
That's true.
I mean, a little guidance would have been great.
You know what? You knew where you were going.
He's...
How about in most cases, I was just pure Canadian. I was like, Josh, would you like to consider maybe going in this direction? No? It's okay. Where's the next gate? I don't know. It's over there. But honestly, this was, I've been to a few events in my day. This was certainly one of the largest comps and one of the best organized comps. Like, the organizers were like, they were on it, man. There was not a lot of dilly-dallying in terms of like getting people through the courses. And that, I think, is another kind of like segue into the thanking of the judges and the volunteers who helped make this happen, because I don't think they were paid. They may have gotten a free sandwich, but
their ability to compete for free. But regardless, that's not enough compensation for the amount of work that judging is.
It is not easy or fun. And
they had judges in 2-hour shifts, 4 judges per course at a time, so that you could have 2 competitors running at a time. Yeah. And it was solid. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Keep wiggling. Have you tried wiggling again?
Tension. Winch it.
Yeah. Drive. Forward. Okay, unhook the winch.
Matt's taller than he looks on YouTube, and Josh looks younger in person.
That's amazing. The amount of people that came up to me and said, wow, you are a lot taller than you look on TV. I was like, well, it's not TV. It's just YouTube. But yeah, definitely. Matt was talking to Josh like mom's new boyfriend trying to be friends. DK is on tonight.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Josh was an excellent stick man. Yeah, 100%.
That it was as much fun as driving personally. And Nicole curses the same as on live streams.
Who said that?
Brazen.
Adam, I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2". Toby Thurgood said, Matt, I was watching Josh's video of your Class 1 run, and the look on your face when your truck rolled and the window came out said a lot. I could feel your pain. It wasn't so much that I cracked the window out. I don't, like, at that point, I certainly didn't care how the trucks looked anymore. It was more the fact that, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but the rule of the weekend that they added was any part of your truck that fell off during the run, you had to put it back on the truck, and you had to put your truck at the end of the gate that was the last gate of travel.
Yeah.
So
10-point penalty,
10-point penalty.
The previous gate.
Yeah.
And
so that's why my face looked like that, because there were a lot of parts falling off my trucks.
Which was infuriating as me, because it was a personal goal to get Matt through courses. Also, Matt.
Yes.
What do you
Josh.
recommend to install windshields and things like that into vehicles?
Hang on, let me get it. Where is it?
Because here
it is. It's right here.
If I'm not mistaken,
recommend
it's this, right?
Glue and glaze.
Glue and glaze.
Yeah, glue and glaze.
Matt.
Great product, because you know why, Josh? It's flexible.
Yeah. Matt, what did you use to install the windows?
I use CA. It was a timing thing. I actually had a lot of time, and then I forgot that I had tacked it in with CA and didn't go back and do the glue and glaze. So that was my own fault.
Yeah. My window didn't come out, and I used the glue that you told me to use.
That's excellent news. Glad that it worked for you. I felt very stupid about that, if I'm honest. There's also a few other things I felt stupid about, and we will get to them. Yes. Chuck's RC Habit, thank you very, very much. Good evening, guys. Glad you are back. Hate I didn't get there. Spent some time, shop time with one of my sons. Matt, your comp stance is on point. Definitely got Josh on that one. My comp stance was on point, and I think I played it up a little bit. But
there was some flexing of the comp stance.
I was pretty happy about that. Chuck, I'm sorry you didn't make it. It would have been nice to see your 392.
Agreed.
But you know what? There'll be a next time. I'm sure they're going to run the Nationals again. We'll get there.
Indy Bama. This is a great question. Thank you for the donation. How's the battery after it screamed to full charge? You know what? It's a great question, because do I have battery? I do have batteries here.
Now, I have batteries.
These batteries that I ran.
Yes.
In the event, they still have tape on the ends and things like that.
Yes.
But
flight.
This is an 850 milliamp 3S battery.
Matt, a few of those.
What did you run? You ran an 850 3S, right?
I also ran an 850 3S, yeah.
So after we run was it the first course of the first day? Second course, maybe?
First or second, yeah.
Maybe the first or second course.
Yeah.
We go back to the pits, and I'm charging my battery, and it's just going. And Matt's battery dings, and it's done. And we've been back at the table for 5 minutes. Now, granted, we don't use that much power, but someone casually asks Matt, what are you charging your 850 at? And Matt just goes, 15 amps. Just, what do you charge it at? This charger goes to 15 amps, so I charge it at 15 amps. And I don't know how many of us were standing there.
There were at least 5 of you.
We slow turned to Matt and said, what? And Schultz goes, are we drag racing?
In retrospect, that may have been too many.
He says,
just a little bit.
What are you charging yours at? And I was like, 1.6? Just, and
I was oops.
Tenth of what you're doing? You're like, oh, okay. Maybe 20C charge rate is a bit much for my comp batteries.
You know what?
Since this charger goes to 15 amps.
This charger goes to 15. Honestly, that was an oversight.
But you were so confident. You're like, 15 amps.
I just read it out loud. 15 amps. It was pretty much, you know what? My shocked face, or my lack of expression, was probably just the same expression that I had when I ruined my trucks. Just like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Yes, Jay Walker, it was lipo roulette.
Yeah. I was like, can we not do that next to our trucks? Like,
yes, that's a badass charger. Thank you, Logan.
Matt just turns it on and holds the up button.
Let's just go all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely felt quite stupid after that. Luckily, somebody asked, because I would have done that the whole time and not even really given it a second thought, because I wasn't
freaking
didn't even pay attention.
Whatever it's called, the Airbnb
lipo bag. No.
Toxic crawler. What was your guys' favorite class? And Josh, were you tired from working on the rigs or just hungover? Pure tiredness.
Pure tired. Yeah, nobody got really drunk.
I bet I had 3 beers at max at any one given night.
Yeah, I didn't have any more than that either. It was we were like I was focused on charging.
I just didn't have time.
No, there wasn't any time at all. It was a busy. How many days were we even there? 3? 4?
I landed in Atlanta Wednesday,
Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday night. So four nights we were in the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Ladridge RC, so glad to see your faces again. I was so happy to see you in person. The best weekend of my life. Very
good
nice
meeting
to meet you too, man. Yeah,
meeting you really and your whole family. Very nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Save
time. Just plug it directly into the wall.
Yeah, right. DRD Adventures was great to meet both of you, and Nats had a great time. Courses were wild. I think the only truck I broke was my C3 on my last course. You know what?
Hey, funny story. Funny story.
Oh, that is a good
Samesies.
Well,
samesies.
Matt's truck was had a bit of a gremlin the entire last day. I want, you know what? So I haven't started editing the C3 video at all yet, but I mean, we're gonna spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
It's it happens. Any of you guys who are watching here are still gonna watch the video probably. So
totally. Quickly though, just Blind Guy RC, thank you very much. You doing Call to Crawl? I presume that's the GCM event. Yes, I'll probably be there. And Eric Baker, thank you very much. Congrats on the Best Tube Work Award. Yes, thank you very much, Eric.
Matt,
we will definitely get to that.
Matt got his concourse. Blind Guy RC, the footage was nice to see and learn comp styles. Yes.
So class 3. Let's talk about that real quick.
So class 3, every class was 4 courses. 10 gates, 4 courses, 6 minutes per course. And like Matt said, time flies. 6 minutes can seem like a long time doing about anything else.
Not comp crawling.
Yeah, comp crawling. But
Slow Down, great to meet you too.
So Mike J says, so we get C2 and C1 already came out on like Saturday. But yeah, so 4 courses, and on the very first course, I believe the gremlins started to show in Matt's car.
By the 7th gate.
Yeah,
the gremlin came out.
7th gate. I'm like, let's go. And he's like, this is all I got. I'm like, I'm
going.
That's all. That's full throttle. And he's just like, yep. I was
that's
like,
all.
Okay, well, we've got a bigger problem then. And so we took it back
because we
both
bench. Thought it was the battery.
We both thought it was like he had either an uncharged battery or a battery that was losing a cell. It wasn't hitting a cutoff. It wasn't shutting down, but I didn't know what he had the cutoff turned to, whatever. So we checked it. It had voltage. I was like, well, a cell can sometimes bounce back. So that could be it. Not sure. So we swapped in one of my batteries, which we knew were good, and checked motor temp. It was barely warm.
Yeah, not anything to worry about there.
Nothing to worry about. So we were like, okay.
No friction in the drive line that shouldn't have been there.
Till that was C2 had some friction.
No, but we figured that out.
Yeah, we figured that out. So swapped out different battery, tried it again. We figured it could have been the 15 amp charge on the battery that could have maybe taken a cell out or something, but no. Nope. So put it in for the next one, and it started doing it again. Late in that was like, okay.
Right. And this is the same truck. This is that truck, right? From Class 2.
All
Class
day.
2 was fine all day long, no problem.
We added the rear steer servo for Sunday, but it was a direct power servo. The winch and both servos all direct power. So, and this was affecting the motor. So there really shouldn't have been much talking to in that way. Super odd. So we tried something, checked it. It was just like, what is going on?
What's the problem here?
You know, it was just super bizarre. I think you had steering just fine, but it was just the motor.
Like no throttle, just killed all power. So we got that through 3 courses, DNF'd on all 3. Because it basically...
Did you really?
Because by the 7th gate, it was basically done.
I didn't remember that you DNF'd all those courses.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay. All of them?
Maybe we got through... I think we got through one of them.
Yeah, well, we can look. We'll see in the video.
Yeah, you check it, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then the last course happened. And
because by this point, it was like, well, maybe it's just sucking so much power so quickly. Let's go to 4S.
Yeah. More power.
More power, maybe. So
and
we got to the first gate. First gate. Because remember, we had to winch up the hill.
Oh, was that on the first? Yeah.
Yeah.
We only made it to the first one, huh?
I made it through the first gate. But
through the first gate.
I
was like, oh, that's right, because we were winching. And then I'm like, all right, stop. And you're like, I'm not going. And
I'm not doing anything. And the truck's going.
And then I think the judge goes, fire. And
there was a little puff of smoke. But after the puff of smoke, the ESC rearmed.
Yeah, we were ready to go again.
Yeah, it was like,
maybe
we should pull the battery out.
So Matt grabs the truck and he yanks the battery out.
And
then we just had a
that
nice
was the
chat.
end. Yeah, I was like, well, we've got 5 minutes left. Does anybody have a topic of discussion?
So we thought he burned up, his ESC blew up.
Nope.
But once we got back to the pit, because I was like, you need to get that stuff out of your car because you're driving home.
I don't want that stink.
That is not exactly the leftover pizza smell that would be okay with in the Jeep for a few days.
Not the slightest. No. So
and it was actually the BEC that blew up, and he had it all smashed together. But it was the BEC, and it smoked. It charred the ESC a little bit.
It did. The ESC was probably fine because, as I said, it did rearm after the BEC exploded.
Right.
But at that point, it's like, let's just throw that all in the garbage.
Yeah. So it left. It stayed out of the vehicle. But that was the end of Matt's Class 3 attempt.
Yeah, and it was not bad wiring, Logan. It functioned fine for 4 whole courses before
everyone
that.
Inside the car was fine, Stanley.
So yeah, who knows? It was really strange. I'm gonna have to take a look because I cut it all out. I was just like, I'm not even bothering with wires. I just snipped everything and cut it all out. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
Josh would have asked, who wants an autograph with those 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Lots of time.
There was
a great autograph moment where a gentleman, I believe from New Mexico, he said no words. He walked right up to the table under the Vanquish tent, said no words, and Josh said no words. And there was a perfect exchange of, basically without saying anything, "Hello, Josh, can I please get your autograph, please?" And Josh was like, "Absolutely fine, sir. I will happily sign your thing." And like nothing was said. It was
He
the
handed
perfect
me an
exchange.
item and a Sharpie.
Josh knew exactly what to do. Just
Thank you.
that was it.
I had talked to him several times throughout the weekend. It was not our first interaction.
No, of course.
We had said all the words we needed to at that point, evidently.
There was nothing more to say.
It was, you know.
It was the perfect exchange. I loved it. It was like, this is two people in their habitat. They know exactly what to do. Is the body okay after the blow up? Yeah, there's absolutely, neither of these bodies are okay anymore.
No. Nothing is okay in Matt's
They're
world.
destroyed. Everything is ruined. But the chassis were great underneath.
Yeah. Jeremiah Zalberg. Did I miss? Sorry, I missed one. John Roberts, RC. Thank you for the footage. Thank you. Appreciate the donation. Much appreciated.
John. Go ahead,
Jeremiah Salberg. Hey, Josh, I ordered the ISDT ESC. If it works out, I'll order 2 more. Matt, will you be fixing your Class 1 body? First, that ISDT ESC, I haven't tried it yet. I need to just pick one up and do it at some point. Definitely, it seems like a nice ESC, but I just haven't picked one up myself yet.
Is that the budget crawler one?
It's like the ISDT 70, and it's like $25 list. I think most of them you find is around 35 or 40, but still, pretty comparable to some of the other ones. Will you be fixing the Class 1 body? What is your plan? You did a hell of a job to it.
One moment. John Roberts RC, thank you very much. Thank you, Matt, for last week's video at Richard's house. Great dry humor, fun to watch. How was your cross-country trip through the eastern Midwest? It was great. It was, like I said, it was, 1,600-ish miles, completely uneventful. I have to say, I've traveled through America a few times, and you're all very good on the roads. Nobody's speeding out of control, going crazy speeds. Wow. Like, when I crossed back over the border into Canada, everybody loses their minds. They're all idiots.
Really?
Yeah. We drive way too fast here. Like, our speed limit is 100, which is about 62.
Yeah.
And everyone's easily going 75.
I mean, California here, well, for one, we don't know what the speed limit is. I can't really say. But if you're doing 75, get out of the way.
Right. That's not fast enough.
You're not fast enough. Is that the expensive lip balm? Yes, it is.
It's a $25 lip balm.
Yeah.
She's only allowed to buy 2 a year.
My lip balm I left at the office, so I stole her expensive lip balm.
John Roberts again, thank you. How sour were those candies? Did I hear bile sour? Yeah, somebody said taste a lot like vomit, and that's exactly when I thought this tastes a lot like vomit.
I thought they were tasty.
Yeah. No.
And then once you get to the center, you get into the like warhead style foamy part, which is
no. I did not get that far. I spit it out. It was awful.
I'm lucky.
Thanks to the Brazen guys for bringing those.
I'm lucky that I didn't have that bag that Brett had because I would have eaten the whole bag. The wind was hell to the lips down there. Absolutely, yeah. My lips are absolutely destroyed.
I got a wicked sunburn on Sunday.
Yeah. The back of my neck was a little.
Back of my neck was so hot. Driving home, I kept I had the just cool air coming in, and I had my hands in front of both of the vents, and then I would just go like this. Well, I was
hands
driving.
On the wheel.
Well, one hand on the wheel. There we go. Do this. Oh, that was bad. My ears were toasted. Matt, you've never driven in Missouri. Well, it'll be a cold day before I recognize that state. That's a Simpsons joke.
Sure, it was fun.
No, the drive was great, though. I love the 4xe. It's a lot more planted on the highway.
I've never felt unstable in mine.
No?
No.
Well, that's because it's longer.
Well, even my JK.
Really? Well, no, JK, I get that. But my JL, it there's a strong gust. Whoosh.
Oh yeah, sure.
Fight the wheel. But in the 4xe, it's not like that at all. Okay, so talking about trucks real quick. Am I going to repair them? I'm actually kind of thinking maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really... They're not worth anything anymore. And I actually really like the chassis. I love both of the chassis. So I kind of want to maybe just use these as my comp trucks and actually build these to be proper comps.
Pull the body and cage work off. Put something on them that's
more within the rule book. And less good, hey, good looking. More, let's just get her done. Because there was some significant damage to Class 1. It may not look like it. It looks
the windshield's back in.
Well, I put it in there just for now. It's lost a lot of its exterior accoutrement. But some things are still there, like one tail light.
Busted tail light. The front and rear windows came out on course.
Yes, which was
ruining my attempt at a decent score for,
Class 1 did not go well.
Class 1. That was the one where we're whatever, like maybe 3 gates in on course 3. The match just goes, I'm done. I'm like, no, you're not.
I was like, I'm just gonna call it. I'm calling
it. No, you're not.
And Josh was like, no, you are not. You are not doing this to me.
Yeah.
You are not doing this to me right now. So we finished it out. I don't think I finished the course. I DNF'd it.
You did not. You hit gate 8. But
I got closer. I think we started at 4, and that's when I was like, I'm done.
I think it was getting through 3, and then you're like, no.
Right.
But, and then I was just like, and I jinxed it. I go, all right, 8's over here. It's easy. And then you back. I was like,
anyway, the major error here is the roof came off mostly. Most of the truck.
Which didn't happen until the very last course.
That's true. That's right. But it took a real hit right on the corner here. I believe that's probably what did it.
Yeah. And it wasn't on a print line, so it was a real shot that it took.
Yeah, it was a real shot. Yeah.
But
otherwise it's okay. I mean, there's a major crack down this portion of the rear bed. But otherwise it all held together. All the fenders stayed on, and the tailgate for the most part is fine. The interior stayed together. Your head popped off, but I glued it back on. It was all dangly, like
it was just like
shoe on
over here.
But it was all like, whoops. He had an accident.
He was taking a nap too.
But I like the chassis a lot. This brazen scale chassis, the C1 Pro, was exceptional. And I think with a properly lightweight setup, I think it would be a pretty darn good truck. So I'm going to give it another go. I may even take the Marlin body that I did for the old RC 4-wheel drive TF2 comp truck. Can't believe I put those words together.
Right.
And
you should have done that again. Like, I'm going to comp with...
Yeah.
Now, knowing that, the last time we were talking about this effort, you were going to use that as your C1.
I was.
Now, can you imagine how that would have gone?
Oh, gosh. That would have been very bad.
So...
That would have been very bad.
I was a bit surprised because C1 on Matt's side didn't feel like the worst attempt. Like we got through some courses. He had all the scale points.
Yeah.
But came in 100th out of 105.
Yes. Not a good performance.
No. I was like, they had posted the scores and I went over there and I was on the keyboard and I went down. I was like, oh, I got like 34th, 35th. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm okay with that. I would have liked to be higher. But honestly, my C1 was not a competitive truck.
No, it looked very good.
It looked good, and it handled well. Like it did those courses well.
It was extremely planted.
But I built something that I knew. I was just like, I knew what I had done weeks, months before I had really got. And I was.
But I knew what I had done too. There's no denying that this was built to look good first.
And then I'm sitting there and I was just scrolling down on the keyboard. 30s.
Keep going.
40s. I was like,
Keep
did they loot? Did I pass Matt's name? 60s.
It wasn't in the top 10.
70s. I was like, it's like maybe they're 80s. Like, not like, I don't know. Something's wrong. I'm almost to the bottom. 90. Oh, Matt.
There you are.
You got 100.
You beat a guy that didn't start any of them. And a little girl.
A little girl. Matt was hunting for that little girl all weekend.
I got you.
I got you.
You suck.
Got you good.
Jackass. TRD Adventures. Thank you very much. Again, glad to meet you at Nats. My face was burnt from the wind. Long, cold day driving and judging. My first run of the day, C2, was during the snowy part. Right. Oh. Weather was an issue.
It was.
Weather was an issue for sure.
For sure. And it was good to like meet people. And then I was talking with TRD Adventures, and he's like, we were talking, just having a chat and good time. And he goes, "Oh, I'm TRD Adventures." It's like, "Oh, nice to meet you." Like there were so many people I would just chat with, and I didn't know. Like it's nice to associate who people.
Yeah.
Steady spin or steady phone.
Yes.
Steady spin. But he has
steady
both.
Spin.
He has 2 Instagram accounts anyway.
Right.
I was talking to him. He was shooting video of the event. But I didn't know who he was until later.
Until I told you.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
yeah, that's steady.
Well,
spin.
that's nice. I did. I was talking to him regardless. Chuck's RC Habit. Again, welcome back, guys. Josh, I got dibs on the class 1. Just let me know. Matt, how did this was probably right before we talked about the 4xe drop in to spread the wealth. Much appreciated. Gunnar Nissen, no Armageddon challenge. So we had Armageddon out on the table all weekend, and it's weird. Nobody was
interested,
willing to do it. I was like, come on. That was a tough sell.
Yeah, it was a tough sell. Was there a common class 1 body that performed well? Excellent question, Kevin Nugent.
Yes.
I'm going to say it was probably the holiday buggy. There were 2 of those. There were a couple beetles, like Blitzer Beetle or Baja Bug or
were those in class 1?
Sand Scorcher. Yeah.
Okay. I know there was some modified ones in class 2.
Yes. These ones had fenders, like fender extensions and everything. So. But the more of the most popular one was definitely the Hilux.
Yeah. The standard Toyota body.
Tons of Hilux bodies.
Yeah. Very, very popular.
Yep.
So, yeah. Kind of still the way to go in that respect.
Paul, I think you misunderstood. I'm going to take the Marlin body and put it on the Brazen Skill chassis. I wouldn't use the Marlin ever again.
Jeremiah says, Matt, if you're not going to fix your class 1 body, mail it to me. I could use some workbench ornaments.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's so completely trashed. Both of them are pretty badly destroyed. I don't know that I'll offer them, even give them to people. I don't think that's a thing. It might just be a good trophy for me.
They are
covered in pollen as well.
Yep, lots of pollen. If pollen is something that aggravates you, you would have been aggravated.
Aggravated. Wes made it was great putting faces to names and then immediately forgetting their name. Yes, that's definitely true, Wes. But I remembered your name.
Did I miss I'm going to pin this message, Moose Jaw. Thank you. SatisfiedJerky.com. # 15 amp smoke.
Actually, Gunner, that's a great name for a flavor.
15 amp.
15 amp smoke.
I like it. Put it all together.
I'm good for that. Yeah.
Smoky barbecue.
Most popular chassis used at Nationals. It's sort of a toss-up. I think It's hard to say. There were a lot. Team Garage Hack had a lot. Brazen had a lot. Corrupt Carbon Works had a lot. G Speed had a lot.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. I mean, underneath, especially of class ones, you're looking at a lot of full inner fenders. It would be very difficult to say what was the one. So yeah, that'd be interesting to know. Eric Baker, thank you, sir. Josh, can you ask Matt if I can buy his class 1 as is? I would love to buy yours too, but I would have to take a second out of my home.
I was putting in a lot of offers on that truck at the house because Nicole was ready to sell it. And Josh was less interested in selling it at the time, but I'm pretty sure I'll break him down and get it. I'll figure out a way. I mean, I did give you Cilantro, so
right.
They're pretty much the same truck.
It's pretty much the same.
You sold it, so you made money.
Mm-hmm. Buck Dandy, $10. Thank you, sir. That is why I wore the shirt. Yes, Buck Dandy rolled up to the comp on. Was he there Friday? He was there Friday with a shirt that said "Buck Dandy for President." I was like, I like.
I bet you that's Buck Dandy.
Yeah.
And Paul Megler's not in the chat, but I imagine that's because he's driving somewhere.
He's over here.
He is? Oh, good.
Yep,
Good.
It was great to meet. I mean, just so many of the people that came up.
So many people. Like, that was, for me, I think the best part was I got to put a lot of faces to names, finally. And hang out with everybody and have a lot of chats. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely was.
And then the other thing was to see the caliber of the driving. Because there were some clinics being put on at this event.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's actually a really good point, especially about the courses. So courses were tough because it's nationals. But and one thing, like winching, like a lot of people, especially in the video like that I put out, it's Matt and I. The people who are in the top 5 would not be winching nearly as much as you saw Matt or I doing. The nice thing is that you can still finish very tough courses with like we did by winching. It gets a penalty, takes some time, things like that, but you're able to still finish courses so they can build these tough courses to challenge the entire field, but still make it finishable by everyone from Nabil at the top to Matt. So
yes. I am happily I'm fine with admitting that my driving was not on point at all.
We got you going though. We got in a constant improvement, time management, like not spending all. What was Brett saying? There's no time for a day trip between gates. Like I was telling Matt, all right, you got to hustle. Between gates, like. Don't make a gate in between gates. Just get to the next one. Like
get to the next one.
Exactly. I get that these are crawlers and all that, but like this is competition. Get between this one and this one, and then worry about that, and then get from there to then like just go.
Yeah. Because in my head, I'm still thinking like, let's make a really good looking video and like get these things like crawling. And I was like, no, just go, just hurry up.
There were some gates I'm like, this is a difficult gate, but I can line up here and then I can just send it down into
which you did a number of times. Your trucks, are they around somewhere?
Yeah, they're next to me.
Okay, pull up the class 2 truck.
So the class,
take a look at
you can
take a look at that carbon
this
fiber.
Particular area here. And if you noticed on the class 2 video, I was wedged sideways in a rock, and I just went, and it had the windshield pressed in like as far as it would go, like just, but the A pillar
didn't come out.
No, well, the windshield can't come out because it's bolted in. And the A pillar is braced with the roll cage and was perfect. So I was like, you know what?
That worked out really well.
This was painful to see. And I mean, the rest of the truck has got plenty of battle scars.
Yeah. There's one section, is it on the front near the lights there, that is like fuzzy because it got bashed so good.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just like on a Lexian body where you can see the high ridge there is just.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna not use it just because it had a very fancy body.
Francesco Sequenzia, hello, sir. It was so great to meet you. And Pasquale.
Yes.
Both of you guys were the two. They probably came from the furthest distance, I think.
Yeah, I think Italy was the longest travel award.
Yeah, definitely. So great to meet the both of you, though.
Patches.
And there's
Thank
Paul.
You. How about the hand roll through the gate scene on X Cage? A bit. So yeah, that was another thing.
Oh, man.
Someone had come up and I don't know who came up with it, but they had decided that they were exploiting the rollover rule, and because they're like, what they had said was that it doesn't say in the rules that a rollover has to occur with the truck on its side. And we were all just like, what? So we were walking course 4 beforehand, and the judges were like, yeah, so because the normal approach was a difficult gate, whatever. And the bonus was down in this crack. And they're like, yeah, so what people are doing is they were saying crawling up, getting the -10 bonus, and then just parking right next to the gate and rolling it through, which was like, okay, like they're like, yeah, this is what people are doing, because then they get the negative, so you net 5 points compared to just going through the regular gate, because you get the -10 bonus, then a 5-point penalty. I was like,
rollover.
Okay, so it's like.
There were other things
whatever.
too. Remember when Ben did the continuous rollover?
So that would
also prove a point about the rules.
So because of that rule, they had. I'll take
the hood off.
Ben, he did it to prove a point. I think it was the only course he even started just because of it. But it had a very tough climb up, and it was in class 3, and he basically pulled up to the base of the rock, and then he rolled over all the way, one rollover, and then rolled up again, and
he did 5 of those.
5 of them. He basically just rolled it to the top of this 7-foot climb,
easily 7 feet,
and he's just like,
that's one rollover.
Well, yeah, and the end result of that is, because it said like one continuous rollover. He goes, well, I'm not stopping. So it's just one rollover. And the judges were like, no, that's going to be 5 rollovers. But still, it was just like, whatever. So it was a thing, and it's one of those things the judges came up.
There were a lot of interesting things that came out of that. So
the judges came up to us and were like, here's what people are doing on this course. And I was just like,
I'm not doing that.
I did it. I mean,
you rolled it up like that?
No. On course 4.
Oh,
the bonus, and then through it. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Bob Back, thank you very much. What was the best house story?
Was there any? I don't know that we had any real. We had a great group in the house. So
we did. It was a
Ben
good
and
group.
Nancy. I don't know. They couldn't decide exactly who found the Airbnb. It was an awesome place, like right on the lake. Granted, it was too cold to use the lake, but it was an awesome view. Just a super nice house. And I mean, by the time we got home, we were either just cooked,
super bagged.
Frozen. Oh, cooked. You know what? It wasn't really a house story because it didn't happen in the house. But
Easy Street.
The first night we all went to Easy Street Bar and Grill, and it turned out it was karaoke night, and not just like regular karaoke, but up on the stage, light and smoke show going along with it. And let me tell you, Dennis was knocking it out of the park.
Well, he was and he wasn't. He was knocking it out of the park in such a way that everyone left because he was not good. But his wife thought he was great.
She was number one groupie. That is for sure. It was, and we had like I don't know. I had like a 14-ounce ribeye for like $20,
$12
or $25, something like. I was like, you can get a $25 ribeye here, like. Okay, like this would be.
Is there a way that we can get a second one?
Yeah, this would be a $60 steak at home. Like,
yeah, it was hilarious.
We're just like,
so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like, did someone's rig fall off a cliff? I saw you holding a mangled pile of parts. Yeah. So a guy they were crawling along a number of the courses, even a foot away, 2 feet away from the course was a, not to exaggerate, 40, 50 foot drop.
Easily.
It could have been further, but just to not over exaggerate. And somebody's rig managed, not during competition, but after the fact, it went over the edge. Brett says, I don't believe it was accidental. I heard that as well. Regardless, yes, someone's rig went over the edge of the rock face at one point, and I don't know what chassis it was, but it was broken in half, links mangled, transmission broken in half.
It must have hit a lot of things on the way down,
or nothing until
the end. Yeah. Yeah, it was in rough shape.
Yeah,
to say the least.
But he brought it over because it had Vanquish portal axles on it, and it was basically, he's like, they were the only things that weren't.
They were fine.
Completely mangled.
They were fine.
So he's like, hey, look, the axles and wheels held up. And I was like, so we took a couple photos, and yeah.
Wes was saying that there was a similar drop in a comp crawler course a decade ago at this same location, I guess.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So,
where was that? Where people were measuring things in the woods? It's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but I think it was definitely Easy Street Bar and Grill. That was
Easy Street was amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely the story of the weekend, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, it was a great time.
All in all, it was a fantastic time. I'm so glad that I got to go and meet everybody, some new friends, some old friends. I got to see Josh and Nicole and meet Ben and Nancy and Moose Jaw, officially for the first time. I met him briefly at Proline because I think I handed him an award at the concourse, but yeah, it was awesome, man. It was so great.
Yep. And we figured out, it had been 10 years since I had been to Cherokee Rock Village.
Wow.
The last time I was there was 2012. And I think that was probably my 5th or 6th time going to Cherokee Rock Village. But the times before that were all for, it was all for comp crawling events back then.
Yeah.
Not scale comp crawling. So like I said, been there a bunch of times, had great times there before, but that was the first time that. Are there any videos of Nicole climbing rocks? We were told about Nicole pretty much stayed at the tent and talked to people the
entire time.
The entire time she was there.
She made more friends than both of us combined.
She pretty much just sat there and just talked all weekend.
Buck Dandy. I did see Cutter and Keith headed into the woods holding hands. Hold on, did Rich Trujillo change his screen name?
To what?
Old RC Rich?
Could that be him? That's what his Instagram is.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, the Nats were in Alabama? I thought they were in Hawaii. No wonder I couldn't find anyone.
He tried to go. Hawaii. He tried to go.
Yeah.
Cracked me up when Josh noticed how high up you guys were when his truck almost flipped off the cliff. So it was gate 10 of the final course, and I didn't want to risk hitting the gate, so I just jumped off the ledge to jump through them because you can't hit the gate if you're flying over them. And I was like, there's plenty of landing area over there. Truck stopped within the little landing area, but it was maybe a foot from the edge, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But just past that point was the abyss. I mean, you looked off and it looked like there was bushes at the edge of the course, but that was actually just the top of the trees from below you. Like, oh, look at that.
Oh, neat. Cool. CJV, glad to see you two enjoyed scale Nats. After seeing all the vids, those courses you ran, was that even still called scale? Just curious. Yeah. You know what? I think that's partially what we're going to see in the rule changes coming up. And I don't know. I am only speculating. But I suspect they're going to try to get closer back to the scale.
The speculation that we were told a little bit of was that they are going to try and get some things a little, like they're going to try and make class 2 almost more like class 1 type rules, other than like tire size and things like that, to try and force them into a more reasonable appearing vehicle. And then, so they're going to try and bring everything, they're going to try and get a hold of it and bring it back into a little bit more of a scaled look. But then it sounds like they're going to keep class 3 as basically do your worst. Which I'm fine with.
Yeah, same.
So
I'm fine with that too. It might actually increase the numbers in class 3.
It could. Do all 3 classes share the same courses? No, they were all in the same locations. They were all happened on different days with totally different gates.
Yeah,
so
they were very different too. Class 1, I thought, and maybe it's just the different capabilities of the trucks, but I felt like class 1 courses were overall more difficult than class 2 courses.
So I have felt like that almost every time. And it's almost because that class 1 trucks are more limited. You've got working around a full width bumper is more difficult. It's smaller tires, like lower belly clearance because of it. Like I've almost always felt like class 1 is one of the more difficult classes.
Yep.
So it doesn't, just because it's the lower, doesn't make it the easier one.
Easier.
So
no.
A
lot of guys are asking about class 0, and what I don't think they'll add another class, but what they'll do is they'll make class 1 closer to class 0.
Closer.
In terms of the scale aspect of it, and some of the rules will probably change to make them more like trucks.
Yeah, I think that is what we're gonna see. Class 1 vehicles are gonna look. They're going to have to look more like an actual, like street drivable type rig.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Now, at the same time, like they're going to have to get pretty restrictive because these trucks are like, someone's saying like, can you even call that scale? It's like, well, I know what you mean, but at the same time, like, these trucks, you can make them very capable.
You can.
Like, so it's not going to look like an obstacle that a real truck can do, because if you build it to like look very scale, like a good driver can still push an RC truck way beyond what you think that little scale truck should do.
To put it into perspective, the second place truck in class 1 was on a leaf sprung chassis, albeit a highly modified leaf sprung.
It was a leaf sprung chassis. Granted, it was not like your run of the mill type.
It wasn't a TF2.
And right, and the everything else about the truck looked very comp.
Very comp.
Very comp. It by no means, like, just because it says it has leaves doesn't mean it looked very scale. It was very comp.
No.
It didn't look.
It was extremely comp.
Now,
but
the winning truck in Class 1 looked more scale than most. I mean,
most of the other
that's
ones.
The thing about Nabil's trucks. They look so good, and and he makes them perform. Like 99 cents. Evil Tom, thank you, sir. If you have a question,
they're very clean.
Very clean. So very clean.
And well, like, proportioned. They don't look weird. Like, you go, yeah, that looks like a truck.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the most part. Yeah.
Roper Rodeo. Nice. What are the best upgrades for 1.9 Wraith, and what are some tips for brazing? I've done some videos on, actually look up my Axial Fest 1.9 Wraith. I did like a bunch of upgrades on that. Kind of went through the whole thing. It's a great truck. And tips on brazing. I'm going to do a new video on that soon.
Good call.
Because I'm getting back, and I'm going to get my fab table, and I'm going to kind of go back to doing a bunch of stuff that's fab.
I like it.
But I also have an old video that you can go check out with all kinds of, it's just less production value, and I kind of cringe watching it, but still.
Trigilio said, it blows my mind what these scale rigs do now compared to the old comp crawler days. Yeah, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
A long way. Like, it's almost like what guys were doing in Class 3 10 years ago, that's Class 1 now.
I mean, tires, foams, motors, and ESCs, how wildly like, back in the day, like, our servos for comp crawling, we were like 400 ounce inches, 400. Like I think my Class 1 was pushing 800 ounce inches. Like, for Class 1 tires. And it's fast.
Oh yeah, speaking of, Breeze77 said, please explain the twitching of the steering I saw you both doing. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea, but I need clarification. You're using the speed and the torque of the servo to sort of twitch your way or wiggle your way through an obstacle. Wiggle. It moves the whole trucks forward. Right. It can help you kind of clear an obstacle.
So
without taking a reverse.
That's exactly it. It's to the way a truck is setting. There's certain applications where just the weight bias and gravity by moving the truck around, just kind of vibrating it with the steering wheel, you can get it to move. You can't do it in all situations, but get your truck, no matter what servo you have, on an incline, pointing up or down or whatever, and just wiggle the steering wheel as much as you can, and you'll see that it'll move the truck, because what you're trying to do is you may have it really close to something, and you don't want to take a reverse, and that's so you can just, the only thing you can do rather than going forward or winching for penalties is wiggle. And that's when fast servos and powerful servos help. So, that, and it's a fun little side effect. It's not super scale, but
it works. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Nabil does have an Instagram, but I don't know that it's private, first of all. And I don't know that he even posts much about RC stuff.
Right. He's not he doesn't share a bunch of it online. He's in he's in Pro Shafty MOA groups, things like that, but it's not, he doesn't put it all out there.
Yeah, he's a pretty chill guy. Somebody was asking who won. He did everything.
Yeah, he did, and then he did, and then he did.
He won all of the things.
Technically, he tied in C1 with Jonathan Baskins, and then the winner was determined based on time remaining on their finals run, and he had 10 seconds more or something like that. So that he ended up winning on that. Freddie Hammond, thank you, sir. Just sent you a picture on Instagram of the rig that fell. GSP carbon fiber chassis. Keep up the amazing work. I think Matt and I both took photos.
Josh held it. In his hands. I
was trying to untwist it to see how things were.
Yeah. Chris Stewart, we will have mail call.
No, it was G10, we just G10. Yes.
Yeah, it was G10. We'll get through just a little bit more Nats talk, and then we'll move on to mail call. Indy Bama, thank you very much. The wiggle wiggle is the tiny truck twerk.
It
totally is.
Yes, it's Rodeo Roper Rodeo. I want to send you a picture of mine. How should I send it? Instagram's the easiest. Harleydesigns Inc. on Instagram.
DM.
Was Matt running tire weights?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And Paul Roth, thank you, sir. Can you share your radio settings for your servo winch? Sometimes I would like to see different ways to set that up. I do need to do that. Matt and I both talked about doing a recap video. Like, Matt, I think you're putting together some video from the event.
I am, yeah.
But
we're going to do like an actual, like, here's the trucks now.
On the bench Wednesday.
Here's what I would do differently.
Like, yeah, just like, here's what they look like. Here's some of the things that happen, whatever. Like, thoughts, things, thoughts on.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything. And maybe that's, or you can shoot me a PM and I can like just shoot you a quick cell phone video. So,
foams, I was using Crawler Innovations across the board, but my truck in Class 2 was way too heavy.
Yeah.
And it really affected the performance of the tires. Somebody asked which tire worked best. I think it was probably quite universal. It was the Proline Hyrax.
Hyrax were very, very popular. The rock there also is,
it's like sandpaper.
It's very grippy. I honestly think we could have ran a pretty decent variety of tires and still had really good luck. But so that's the only thing.
Yeah.
So
what makes Nabil so much better? Well, Adam, I think practice is a big thing.
I mean, Nabil's been competing, in comp crawlers. He was a dominating force in comp crawlers back in the day. Practice, the amount of fine tuning he does. The other thing is that it's interesting. He's done this since he's ever competed, as far as I remember. Back when there was it course 3, or it was doesn't matter, course 1 of I think class 3, and there was a tough gate that's a nasty wedge undercut on both sides, and Nabil and I both share our own mobility issues, so I'm kind of hobbling, he's kind of hobbling, and he sat down and he's just like, just looking at the gate, and I was like, and he's just like, he told me, he's like, yeah, just stare at it. I stare at it. I don't watch anybody else. I just stare at the gate until I know my approach. And I bet he just sat there and looked at that tough gate for whatever it was, 10 minutes or whatever, and just stared at the rocks till he knows exactly what his trucks are going to do. He knows everything about them, from how the shocks are going to react and what works best and what he likes and doesn't like and knows it'll do and won't. It's extremely impressive to watch him drive. Yeah. You can go back to some of my other videos from like Colorado or Nationals last year with the finals runs, and you can see him driving those. And
yeah, he just knows the lines. Did I miss something? Is the Wraith 1.9 going away?
I believe so, yeah.
I should probably grab one of those and put it away before it's too late.
Yeah.
I will do that.
I believe the Wraith 1.9 is going away, and the Element IFS kit went away.
Mm-hmm. What? Why? It added so much performance. Men Staring at Rocks, the movie. That's from Moose Jaw. That's Flying Cars too.
Right. Oh, you missed the bomber sale we were at Nats. Yes, I did hear. I know Phoenix in our he picked up one of those.
Picked up a bomber
in the flash sale. I think it was like $200 off.
Oh, wow, it's a good deal.
It was pretty wild.
I just still holding out for a Yeti. Just want a new in-box Yeti kit. That's all I want.
Evil Tom, thank you. Okay, so I've yet to build my VS410 Pro, and I've picked up the twin transmission kit. Do I need any extra parts other than the electronics to complete the build? You need the overdrive servo mount setup, and that's the only one. I'm just trying to PM me on Instagram, and I'll try and get you the part number that you need for that. So RTR for $250.
Wow,
Was the
that's a
bomber
good deal.
price.
SFLRC24 just said the same thing.
Josh, did you see the little Toyota motor on the table of the vendor under the pavilion? I did not.
No.
$230 off. Wow.
Here's one more question for Nats, and then we should probably move on. Would not building a new truck for next year be better by giving you a year to learn your truck? Yes, but these trucks are not good enough. If I really wanted to compete, and I actually wanted to do well, these are not the right trucks for that.
But not because of
the chassis,
right? Not because of
the chassis. No, the underneath stuff, all those bits, that's great. That's fine. It's the extra super heavy, tall, scale accurate bodies that really kill any performance.
And the extra tube work on the back of your Class 2, like.
It did win me an award.
It did. It did achieve your goal. So.
And I should note, I was the only truck with that much tube work.
Yes.
So it was sort of like, gotta give it to him.
BT, thank you, sir. Missed you guys for a few. Yes.
Well, not that many few. We didn't miss a single live episode.
No, he missed us. He hasn't been here.
Oh, he hasn't been around. Oh, well, welcome back.
What's up?
Did y'all get anything at Nat's swag? Yes, we did. And that's probably a good segue into mail call.
Yes. Hold on a second before we show our if you have something that's not our custom gift.
Oh shoot, I don't even have that in here. I gotta go get that too.
Well,
nuts.
You do your first one and then I'll go get mine, vice versa.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my first thing for mail call. I actually got some stuff for the Traxxas sledge. I had done a really bad job of not taping my air holes on my tires and wheels. So I got new wheels and tires pre-mounted because they were the foams were absolutely destroyed and they were all off center. So I got new wheels and tires for the sledge. I also got a clear body for the sledge so I can do my own paint scheme on said body, which I'm pretty chuffed about. It is painting season again, so I'm going to get painting, starting with this sledge body. I also have that CTS or TWT. What is it? MST,
TWS.
but TWS. Got that body to paint too. And then also to go with the sledge, I got some blue parts to add to my truck, so that way I can blue's obviously going to be the theme color.
Oh,
so blue stuff. Blued my truck. BT, thank you very much, sir. Good to see you again back on the stream. So that's my first set of stuff. And I'll be right back.
My thing that I ordered this before I left for Nats, and I was hoping that it was going to be there in time, but I picked up the media mod for my GoPro Hero 10. This works for the 9 or 10, but you put the whole GoPro into this mod, and it gives you a better quality microphone, so you don't get just straight, GoPro audio. So it's got a dead cat on it. And you can take that off if you want. So, but it's got a better microphone there. It's got one on the back too. But a little bit nicer piece there. The other nice thing about the media mod is that it's got, you can charge through it, USB-C, which this handle is separate. So
is that the one with the battery in it? In the handle?
Yeah. So that's got a USB-C there. It's got a mini HDMI, and it's got an external microphone input. So I also picked up the Rode, what's that called? Go2, which is the lavalier mics. So I picked those.
I don't like that thing though, because I'm always staring at the microphone.
Why would you?
When I'm watching a video that has it. No, Oh, when I'm watching the video, I think it ruins the video.
Oh, well, they're like trendy. It's fine.
Okay.
So, but then beyond that, beyond just the media mod, I picked up this handle, which it's got the record button mode, and it does have a battery inside. That's what the cord is for. You can use it without the cord plugged in and just use like the remote features that are on here. So it is nice. Keeps the battery charged for longer. And then
if only you had that when you were there.
I know. I would have liked to. And then it does have the tripod feature, so you can put that down, and then this you can just turn it and adjust. So.
But does it stop the GoPro from breaking when you sit on it?
It makes it less convenient.
It makes it a lot more uncomfortable. Bob Back, thank you very much. Should I sell my not built RR10 bomber kit or hold on to it? I also have super shafty axle shafts for it. You should sell it to me, Bob.
I mean, a new in-box kit version of the bomber is worth money. If you're a collector, then great, hold on to it. If you're not and you were just thinking about building it, no, sell it.
Sell it.
For sure.
Sell it to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to go.
Perry G, thank you very much. I forgot to say thanks for the replacement, Josh, last week. Does last week's stream keep the streak alive? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
100%.
Yes.
As long as one of us is on the show.
That's all that counts.
In fact, as long as it doesn't even matter if either of us are on the show, as long as the show is on.
Yeah, then that's technically true. So
that's technically true. Okay, let's both do the next one together.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We both got these were hand delivered to us at Nationals.
Yeah.
They're the
custom carry-all RCs.
The V2s.
Bags.
This is metal now.
It's aluminum. Milled aluminum.
Before these were 3D printed. So now the metal, and I like that.
Strong place to tie your truck to it, right?
Yeah, this is where your axles would be held. One thing that I have seen on the Carry-All fan page is that Joe Ropes had made a set here with clips rather than the Velcro. Which
interesting.
I do like. So I may mod.
You might have to get that upgrade. Yeah,
I've got the Joe Rope on my transmitter.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's a nice big Velcro area here for your patches, as you can see.
I've got the Rock Zombies on there and an Element one. I had one from the
somehow
event.
The Element one got on there. Oh, the one from the event is on my other bag, but I got to transfer that over. But there's even more. There's more area up here for more patches if you are so inclined.
Right.
And inside, it's not just a bag. There's also all kinds of things, and I'm not sure if these are included things with all
they
carry-all RC bags, but
are.
I believe they might be. There's a chamois in there.
There's a very helpful first aid kit.
Yes, for your thumb,
in case you bleed all over course 3,
like somebody did. There's also tissues for when my truck rolled over the first time,
and wet wipes in case you're a little scared when it rolls over.
In case something came out. There were also a bunch of stickers in here, and seems to be I think this is even like a little tiny wallet. Did you get one of these? What is this?
I don't know.
It feels. Oh, it's a multi-tool.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was gonna say I did see that. So yeah, it's got the multi-pass.
Lilu Dallas multipass. There were some stickers and stuff that Mike included there as well.
There is a carry-all thermometer and compass.
Where was that? I don't think I saw that.
It's on the zipper.
Oh. I've got one with the QR code.
You have this thing on the zipper on the front?
No, that must have been a special for you only.
I mean,
that's okay. That's all right. But lots of mole stripping on there. Yeah. Oh, you know what else? I got the shoulder strappy thing here.
Oh yes, you got the sling pack.
Sling pack.
What's up?
This will make me look very cool, I do believe. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I need to tighten that strap up. That must have been made for a more husky guy like you.
Very funny.
Make it shorter or longer?
Oh, I missed one here from TRD Adventures. Build to the limits. I had a ruler decal on my boat sides for C2 to show 1.25 inches. I just found a holiday buggy in the extra body box at home. I can't get on board with the holiday buggy.
No, it looked weird. I did not.
Look, it's not weird. It's bad. It looks bad.
I got a big. This is an aluminum patch. That one.
I think cool. For C1 next year, I may build myself like a Caterham 7.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, or
do it.
Plymouth Prowler. So,
what about the Chevrolet SSR?
No,
you can't get behind
that's
that.
terrible.
Yeah, but what about PT Cruiser? PT Cruiser.
Nope.
Pickup conversion.
The pickup.
All right, let's keep this moving.
Speaking of carabiner, yeah, we need to talk about that too.
Carabiner, what?
S-beaners.
Oh yes,
we need to talk.
Let's go back to nationals for just a moment. Let's take a. Do you still have your S-beaner handy?
The original?
Of course, the original.
Let me check.
HHR, not SSR. Sorry about that.
That was the SSR too, right? The SSR was the truck.
Was that a thing too?
That was the truck.
Was that the truck?
HHR was the PT Cruiser.
Oh, the HHR. Yeah, that's right. So here's my Night Eyes S-beaner, still in its original form. I will mention that Josh made tremendous amount of fun of me because I used the slightly larger one. He goes, "That's not the right size again, idiot." But let's take a look, Josh, at your S-beaner, the small one that you suggested I use.
So
well, that's strange.
Here are both halves of the proper sized S-beaner. Now, it wasn't the size of the S-beaner that mattered.
It's not the size that matters.
What happened is if you do some forensic reconstruction here, you can tell that it was bent drastically inward. And inward would not be the direction where you would be concerned. But what happened was I got through winching. I winched it into the bumper, and when I dropped off of a ledge, it was pinched between the rock and the bumper. And then I went to winch again, and I was like, oh crap, my S-beaner's broke. So the winch line was tied through the other half, and there was a lot of it in there, so I had to kind of force that side still onto the winch hook. I still got it done. I still finished the course.
Did he sit on that too? Good one, Travis. And Kevin Nugent goes, 1 S-beaner equals 2 J-beaners.
Moose Jaw is asking, what about gate 6 on Saturday? Everyone winched, but you went through because of the chalk barrier. Explain. Oh, so yeah, what that was is everyone was winching because they were doing it. They were pendulum winching. So it was winched down and up, and there was a barrier along the bottom.
That's where you would use one of these.
Now, the reason that I didn't do that is I was low on time. So the course designers, when they drew the barrier, they drew it down, and then they stopped, and then they drew it again. So there was a gap. So I just drove through that gap, and I took the gate. I think that the course designers did that on purpose. So it wasn't a clean gate. I think they did it for that reason specifically. So someone could come down around, take the gate, go through there, and keep moving. Yep. I think that was a pretty clear course designer decision that they made.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just did that because I was trying to get as far through that course as possible. I knew that course, that was going to be the hardest course for me of the day.
Absolutely.
And I think that it was.
Yep.
So
without a doubt.
That was why I did that. I was just trying to get progression and use the time that I had to get all the progression points possible.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually on Sunday.
It was on Sunday. Because that was class 3.
Yeah. And I didn't have rear steer because of the mistake that I made.
Yeah. Okay, back to mail call.
Yes.
Mail call. So here's my next thing. It's a set of the Tequ Ultimate Scale cast axles from RC 4-wheel drive.
That for
Toyota builds.
The next class 1?
No. These are I don't know why I bought these. I forgot.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. These were at Richard's house for a very long time. I messaged him and I was like, why did I buy these? What are these for? What? And then I bought a second rear axle only. So I have 3 axles total.
And you talked to him, you're like, it wasn't an extra that he had?
No, I was like, did you give me one of yours by mistake? And he goes, no, you asked for 2 rear axles when you bought them.
I mean, it does sound like something you would do.
It definitely does.
So,
but I don't remember what it was for.
There you go.
Oh well. You got something else?
I do, but I got some Milwaukee stuff. There was a flash sale at Home Depot where they had the 18-volt power light and the 18-volt shop vac on sale with a battery for like $249. So I picked that up.
Richard really likes that vacuum.
Yeah, it's nice. So,
yeah.
I just haven't brought it in the house yet because
somebody doesn't know you bought them.
I'm just not trying to bring a bunch of boxes in the house right now. So we'll go open the garage and bring them there.
I've had this forever. It was on sale when I bought
this whole thing. Look at that.
Pretty excited about that.
Forged carbon fiber development kit.
Yeah. I'm gonna forge some carbon.
Theme of the last 3 months of my life.
The time you wish you could get back.
I'm super happy that I did it. Let me tell you. And
it does look amazing.
The final piece of doing the hood, and how light the hood turned out.
Yep.
That
was killer. It was so good.
Absolutely.
When I saw it in the truck, for those of you watching, the truck doesn't look as good as it does in real life. It is a stunning truck in real life.
So that was, I'm super stoked to keep learning and changing, and I'll pass on all that info to Matt.
Yes.
Because
I'm gonna give it a shot. There's some cool stuff that I think I could do.
I think you'll find that it's so much easier than initially felt like.
Yeah.
What the hell is fibre? I know, Phoenix. I thought the same.
Corbin Fiember.
Yeah.
So a couple of giveaway things that I got at the comp. Steady foam, some 1/10 scale foams there.
Is there 3 foams?
No, there's 4. Okay. There's 4.
That's how they get you. They give you 3.
And then they make you buy the 4th one, but it only comes in a set of 3 as well. I also got check it out, a brazen scale ATL chassis.
Hey, that's my class 2 chassis.
I think this was like the all-time low Pro or ATL Pro.
Yeah, that's my class.
So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll come in handy at some point. And then finally for today, I have another set of Mad Moose RC portal axles again. And I use these on a class 1 Volvo C303 that I built a bunch of years ago. And these were SLA printed, like Shapeways printed, and used some wacky parts that are hard to come by now. But they are a very scale accurate Volvo portal axle, and I'm super happy to have these again. These came from Jeremy Kilburn, and were delivered to me at the comp.
Now, he wasn't actually there, right?
No, I got these from one of his
I was going to say, I was like, I don't think I was like, you had said that while we were sitting there, like, came from I was like, is he here? Because
no, if he was, that would have been great, because it would have been nice to see him. But I don't know really what I'm going to do with these yet, but I got these in trade. Jeremy gets whatever I do with the BRX02 body. He gets out of
there you go.
So I was like, do you have a theme in mind? He's like, nope, go crazy. Do whatever you want. So maybe I'll do like a mashup of like a camel trophy and something else. I don't know. We'll think about it.
I don't either.
Oh, and then Craig Thompson bought those Mad Moose axles from me and put them under a Unimog. Did you buy them from me? Or did I? I thought I sold the whole truck to Dan Wilson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that whole truck ended up at my shop.
Yeah.
So, did you guys watch Rock Bouncer event? No. We were at Easy Street Bar and Grill.
Getting our steak on.
Listening to Dennis.
Then they had a ringer come on with like a harmonica, and he was really good.
Exactly.
Did anyone win any awards? I won Best Tube Work for the Class 2 truck, which was a real honor. And that was it, I think, for awards for us.
Yep. No,
certainly weren't any for driving.
No. That was not a thing for us for this weekend.
Not at all, no. But you know what? We didn't win a lot of awards, but we certainly won a lot of people's hearts. I don't think that was true either.
Right.
But no, it was really cool. It was a great event. We had a super fun time.
Yeah, it really, really was. That part of the whole thing was just, some of the watching. We didn't watch any of the finals courses, and we didn't watch any of the those extra events. For one, Friday and Saturday were freaking cold.
Oh my God. Freezing, like below freezing.
It was
at some
cold,
points.
cold.
Yeah.
So we were ready to get out of there and get some food, and get ready for the next day. I was going to attempt to shoot video and get it edited and uploaded, but I wanted to put both my runs and Matt's runs in the videos, and it just took too long to edit. So I was just like, I'd rather just delay them, let them come out when they come out, and get both of ours in there, because I thought that was more fun. Perry G, thank you, sir. He goes, I noticed a distinct lack of heckling. Yeah,
there was a lot more teamwork than, what was it? Brazen posted that story. Teamwork makes my spleen hurt.
Yeah.
And it was like your winch stick and my truck in the same photo. It was really nice.
Yeah. It
spectators were chanting, Rudy, Rudy, while y'all were driving. Oh man. Yeah. Every night though, like after being so cold all day, it was nice to just sit down and like eat a couple slices of pizza and have a beer and have a few laughs.
Yeah, we just sat around the kitchen table. It was Moose Jaw didn't get there until
Saturday,
right?
Yeah.
Or was it Friday?
Saturday.
I guess it was Saturday. Moose Jaw confirm. Because he didn't go with us. He wasn't with us at Easy Street, but that was Thursday night.
That was Thursday. Friday, what did we have? Pizza?
Pizza.
Was he there for pizza?
He got there Friday.
He got there Friday. Yeah, Friday.
And Rex Racer hung out with us at the house a bunch.
Yes.
And that was a blast.
Yeah. Very cool guy.
Yeah, we just sat around the table there and just Ben and Fish, myself, Matt, and Rex Racer and
Cole and Nancy.
Moose Jaw. We just sat there and BS. I just closed my laptop and was just like, I'll do this later.
Yeah.
And had some Coronas and some pizza.
Family.
Watched some UFC fights. Yeah, and just kind of unwound really and then went to bed. So other than me having to work on trucks, you know.
Until like 1 a.m.
I was soldering just about every night.
The videos were a heartwarming moment. Flying Cars 3, buddies.
Way better than a motel room. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, without a doubt. If we had been in hotel rooms, I think it would have been a vastly different, shittier experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like, we were already talking about Proline by the Fire and how we're all going to try to plan to go to that. And Ben and Nancy are already on the case.
Yeah, that's... I had only picked up pieces of it during the chat today on our mod chat, but our last night there, we went to dinner at the local Mexican establishment.
Don Bigotes.
Yeah, Don Big Toes. And we started ordering drinks, and I ordered the beer, and some of us ordered beer. And Musha ordered margarita. She's like, small or large? And he's like, large is fine. And then she brought him an aquarium. Just an aquarium on a stem. It was just like...
Oh my God, it was so big.
It was it was bigger than a soup bowl.
Yeah. Oh, it was like a family size serving of soup.
Yeah. Just like... And Moose Jaw was unsuccessful. He
did not finish it. I was disappointed.
He's like, nope, can't do it.
If I hadn't been driving, I obviously would have helped him.
Yeah, I do not tequila. But yeah.
A Canadian saying it was cold in the South. Yes, it was cold.
It was
the wind, and also the fact that none of us really came prepared for that cold.
True story.
Because when I left, the weather report did not say it was going to be 0 at all.
Yeah.
It just all of a sudden decided, it's going to be shitty now.
Yeah.
Francesco was like, pizza, where? We only ate hamburgers there. You should have invited us. I think it was hot and ready. It was just Little Caesars.
Yeah,
it was not anything you would have been happy to eat, Francesco.
No, you'd have been like, this isn't pizza, though.
This is not pizza. This is not pizza at all. Did Matt have his fill of Josh to make up for the last 2 years of not seeing Josh? No. I don't get it. I can't get enough of Josh. I like Josh.
You know what? It's I'm even better in person.
I was going to say, we together are even better in person. There's no like internet delay. It's like the jabs come quicker and faster.
We're at Tractor Supply and just checking out to get our stocking caps and gloves. And I told Matt to grab a Brondo, and he was, they have Brondo? I said, no. Ah!
I was so convinced because I had seen something on Instagram the day before, and it was obviously like a designer had mocked up a can, but I was like, holy shit, they make that now. Dang it. What do you both feel that you could do better next time to place higher? Obviously do better.
Yeah, I mean, I always think that I'm going to be like, all right, this time I'm going to build competitive trucks.
Yeah.
And then I just go I will build what I want to build, I guess, is the thing. Like in the end, the whole thing for me with all the trucks is like, I want to enjoy what I'm building because I'm doing that for 3 months and then I go there for 3 days. So I would rather spend 3 months doing what I love to do and then go, because I'm not going to have a bad time no matter what. I'm going to go there and hang out with all of my friends and have an amazing time regardless of the other side. So I may as well have fun for 3 months and 3 days total.
Yep. I had such a blast building these trucks that it would be very difficult for me to change my approach on the next one. And it's because I like building trucks that look like this.
You know what we both need, detail. Matt?
What?
We need build spotters. Just like you had an excellent driving spotter in me, yelling at you to do the things that needed to be done.
Yeah.
We need someone going, no.
Like
let's
they
go.
actually should be in
Move
the
on to the
video
next thing.
as I'm shooting it. I'd be like, all right, so we're going to put like a full scale accurate body on this. And
Can I just get
really
a
detail it
I need
out,
a remote arm that I can just hit the button and it just goes.
No, you cannot do that. I'm just going to build the bumper full width, even though it doesn't. No, make it shorter. As short as you can.
Yeah. It's. I feel like the comments do a good job build spotting. I disagree.
Definitely disagree.
They're like the crowd.
You're killing it. Those look great.
Or no, even if there is some good ones in there, it's like what was the big event in Idiocracy called?
The monster truck thing?
Yeah. Not Resurrection or something.
I don't remember. I haven't watched it enough. God. Raw Expedition, thank you very much. Matt, my daughter Amelia said she loves SPG. Thank you very much for watching, Amelia.
Rehabilitation. Thank you, Alex.
Yes. Rehabilitation?
Rehabilitation. You're sentenced to one night of rehabilitation. That doesn't sound so bad.
This is so bad. Yeah. There's definitely going to be, like, if I'm going to do another comp, which I guess I'll have to find one to go to. Yeah, we need to hire Dikembe Mutombo to stand behind you during.
No.
Yeah. Not today.
Not in my house.
That was a great commercial.
That was
such a good one.
So what my thoughts are is that
yes.
I've already been shopping on some of the 3D model websites.
Oh.
And I'm thinking I get one of those bodies to use to then turn into some forged carbon panels like this.
Ah, that's a good idea.
So
I like that
like
idea.
getting Matt's body files.
Yes.
Taking it, turning it into things forged like this. But finding something ridiculous or more like fitting for this stupid idea, you know.
Well, why not take like the Jeep body but do like you said when we were at the comp and just Z scale it or like Z shrink it down.
Right. I mean,
right.
You know, do whatever take one, do whatever it needs. But like, I'm thinking of taking something like that and taking and combining all of the things, 3D printing, forged carbon, and taking and pushing it that way, because like I said, I freaking love how this turned out. And this thing so we should tell the thumb story quick.
Yeah, just get it out of the way.
Tuesday night, before I was leaving Wednesday sometime. And Tuesday night, my class 1 was not done. My class 2 was not done. There was things that I needed to do, including I welded a new titanium bumper for it. So I had a list of things that I had to get done Tuesday. And part of it was designing the mount for this hood. It was kind of a framework that went inside of here, and it had some things that worked for the mounting of this onto the body. And I don't remember how it happened, because honestly, I was freaking tired. And I wasn't using the deburr knife as a deburr knife. I don't remember what I was doing. It was just something like it wasn't like by all means, I will admit, like I have bled on this stream, like taking and pushing a thing to try and separate or mold, or, you know, like maybe even cutting towards myself. And it wasn't that. Like, I'll be the first to admit, there's sometimes I've done some shit where everyone on the stream was just like, oh shit. But somehow I took this little tri-blade deburr knife and I buried it lengthwise into my thumb.
Mm.
And I realized immediately what I had done. And I quickly removed it and I booked it into the master bathroom here. And Nicole was already in the bed. And she was watching news on her iPad. And I assertively said, Nicole, I need you to do me a favor. And she like sat up out of bed, because if she's in bed, I'm working on RC cars, I'm not bothering her. Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, can you go get, like, this is my thing. I don't need to involve her in my lack of planning, in my rush to get things done. But I assertively said, Nicole, I need you to do me a favor. And she sat up and I was like, I need you to go get me my super glue. It's by the CNC machine in the garage. Anytime you ask for super glue in this house, it's a very very breakable code between us. And she's just like, how bad is it? And I just like, I need you to go get it now. And the blood was a lot. And I was trying to keep it clean, and she got me the super glue quickly. And I just poured it on my thumb, and it, like rinsed it, poured it on, and it just pushed it. It made like this big bubble, and I just like, okay. I told her, I said, go get the alcohol. I've got like 99% alcohol in a spray bottle. Go get me alcohol. She went and got that. I pulled off the big glob super glue and I sprayed it with alcohol just as much as I could, try and clean it a little bit. And the problem was with super glue, nice thing is it'll, stop some stuff, but it wasn't a cut that was just open. Like there was
a puncture wound.
There was an area that was missing.
It was in the deburr tool.
And well, it was actually, it's still kind of attached, and I like pulled it off. It's like, oh, can't feel that.
Fiddle-dee-dee, that's gone.
Wash it, and I'm just super gluing, and it's just, we got a bleeder.
The blood was a lot. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Video was like, the blood was a lot.
Anyway, Nicole was not handling it well. That much blood for one. And then she was just like, we need to go to the emergency room now. I said, well, we don't have time for that. We leave tomorrow, and I have to get this stuff done. And she liked that answer even less.
I'm sure she called you some things at that point.
It's just like, just look away and let me
do my thing. I'll be fine.
I super glued again, kind of, because you have to pull it off and you super glue it. Anyway, I got to the point where I could keep it nice and still decently like down. And then I just gauzed and electrical tape. That helped, except I put the electrical tape on a little tight, and I was just like, you can't. I was like, maybe you need to. So, reapplication, things like that. Was able to remove the super glue, Neosporin the hell out of it, rewrap it. I did that for a couple of days until Friday. And then while we were at the comp on Friday, I did something like course 3, and basically created a hazmat situation on the course. And a guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he's actually from Glenwood, Iowa. And we had a kind of a cool chat about like a bus that he had recently converted and all this. And he had a carry-all pack with him.
Oh, his name was Josh as well, wasn't it?
What's his name, Josh? I can't remember.
I think it was. Yeah.
Which I apologize, but I was just like, so he's like, hey, I've got it. He had the same little first aid kit, and I wrapped it good on tight in there, and it, got it so it wasn't at least going all over the course. And I was just like, does someone have a bottle of water? And they're like, and I said, and someone gave it to me, and I'm just like, I take the cap off, and they're just like pouring it on the ground. I'm pretty sure they looked at me like, what is wrong? She's like, I'm just washing the freaking blood trail away. This scaled deer hunting scene we have going on over here.
DK said, I think all Josh's rush videos, like where you're rushing to finish something, should be titled "There Will Be Blood."
I bled over this stupid Class 1 car a lot.
Man, Gate 5 is really hard. There's a pool of blood making everything slippery. Dang, dude. That's so gross.
I mean, the biggest problem was it freaking hurt. I mean, it hurt.
The biggest problem was I still needed to get the truck done, and all my tools were all wet from the blood.
So, luckily, I realized what had happened quickly and made it to the bathroom sink in time. And I'm pretty sure there was no blood trail. But I had limited use of my thumb pretty much until Sunday. And by Sunday, and I mean by now it's actually it feels good, and that there isn't much of a wound left. I was really good at making sure it was clean because
you don't want to
not
get
because
it
of stereotypical, anything stereotype based, but I really didn't want to have to go visit an Alabama hospital while I was on the trip. Like I didn't want to have to be like, okay, well I guess now it's time to go to the hospital while I'm 3,000 miles away from home and not where my insurance is based out of and blah.
Yeah.
So I was really just like, I'm going to try and do my best to take care of this, as dumb of a thing as it was. But after I got it wrapped up and I was like forefingering that's whatever. I was just like, okay, so I took the orange hood that I had 3D printed and I just cut the sides off, trimmed them down, sanded them, and then this surface fits nicely onto the metal surface here. So I was just going to literally fasten it to that with that strong tape for the event. And then they told me that they decided that rule of if anything falls off the truck, you have to replace it. And
there were a few moments where that would have happened, I think, had you left it on.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to run without a hood because I don't have to have it because I've got a detailed engine bay. So because of that, I didn't. And then the other thing is that I did get the tailgate on, but the same, I didn't really have a rigid mount for this. So I was just like, and Matt broke my truck the night before. He picked the truck up by the tailgate and just
No, that's
ripped
not what I did.
Apart.
No, that's not what I did.
He's just like trying to grab it move it off the table, but lifting it up
that's not what I did.
And he just
I quite literally,
and I still haven't really replaced it. But
shut up.
It's rude.
What I did was, imagine this is your truck. I went, oh, is this like a functional tailgate? And I just did this, and it came off in my hand.
He was trying to throw my truck by the tailgate.
No,
so it was unappreciated. Really, it was the low end of the weekend.
My tailgate worked, so I was just assuming that yours would too.
I'm just saying. What's the plate say? Mine just says Harley. It's a Missouri plate that says Harley.
Yeah, lame. Mine says brought to you by
Perry G. Thank you, sir. It does get tacky after a while. Tire dressing? Wait.
That's good. Slow down. Yeah, I am still tired. It was a lot of driving. I drove a lot. 1,600 miles in over 4 days is plenty. Yeah. I'm not aiming to do that again anytime soon, but I am starting to plan for Proline by the Fire. So
yeah,
there is that.
Yeah. I need to start thinking about all of that as well. But, that's...
we got some time.
Exactly. You have a removable tailgate to match his roof.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we'll do a poll on the community page and on YouTube here, and see if people think I should try to fix these and get rid of them or what.
Or make them competitive.
I think I'm gonna. I do want to kind of keep the chassis and everything. I don't want to get rid of all that stuff right away.
I agree.
The bodies, they're obviously going to go.
Yeah.
And the cage work too.
I am looking forward to doing the little recap video just because there's so many little things that I got. I got my Delrin caps done for the sliders beforehand. I got a bunch of things done. I machined these. They've got little pockets underneath for where all the mounts were. And
well, don't spoil it by telling everybody now. And I don't care.
And
I've already seen it all. Paul Megler, I'm at 2,000 miles by Sunday evening. Dude, that's crazy. That's a lot of miles, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But.
Yeah, all said and done, though, that was a really fun time. I'm so glad I met so many great people. I'm so glad I got to go. The border was hilariously easy on the way in because I have Nexus, so you literally just you drive up, they go hello, and they look at your Nexus card and they go have a great day. On the way back, he said something and I didn't quite hear him. I was like, oh, I've been in Alabama since I left last, and he's like, no, did you buy anything? And I was like, oh, no, I got some like prizes. He's like, go. Get out of here.
What? Yeah. Wait, Chris Pierce says 12 weeks till Proline by the Fire? That's not true, right?
No, it's in October.
Yeah.
Nexus is like it's a trusted traveler document, Paul. So between border crossings, like I did an interview process, yada, yada, yada. And they give you a special card. And then you literally just basically walk over the border. No problem.
That is
Gunnar Nissen, thank you very much. 24 Hours of Satan is going to need a drift trike and Dancing Rider side race. Yes.
Joe's.
We're gonna have to find a location for that, I think.
I know. Joe Zaniga.
Actually,
sir.
If it's gonna be at PLBTF, then maybe we'll see if we can actually sanction it, make it a real official event at the event.
What about a dirt one in the arena? Roll it. 24 Hours of Satan on dirt.
Those cars would not survive.
They're not going to survive no matter what.
Yeah. But sir, I won an award for my tube work. Don't you want to see it? That is exactly what I thought as I was crossing the border. I was like, I'm going to show him my trophy.
Josie, thank you, sir. So Josh, are you ready for Clash Comp in SoCal next month? We SoCal guys bring the heat, bring your A game with you. I'm not ready for that. I have a ticket. I'm not prepared. And I really have to decide what my idea of prepared is going to be for that. Because, yeah, so I don't know. I've got to decide what that's going to be or what that's going to mean. So, because I would like to make it down to it. I'd love to go down and run all three classes, but I gotta decide.
I have to do some research and see what events are happening around me locally in the next few months, so I can, really scramble to build something new.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think there's any.
Never mind the super long. Like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 things on my to-do list.
Video to-do list?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never thought I'd come back from an event where I had already stressed for 3 months to more stress.
Yeah.
At least it's building stuff and it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's I'm looking forward to it. And there's so many things that I want to get done now.
Paul just said you may have to change the 24 Hours of Satan name to Last Satan Standing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyone attending Dead Man's Crawl next month? Dead Man's Crawl. I've heard of that. Why do I not remember?
Isn't that that's not the Cardinal Jeep one, right?
I don't think so. Dead Man's Crawl. Is that the Element one? Dead Man's Crawl. I think that's the Element one.
Set up, DK. Just goes, year of no, huh? These are my no. These are my yeses. These are all things I wanted to do.
Gunnerness and 24 Hours Satan is Axial Fest in 12 weeks. I know.
Yeah.
I
might ask to reschedule that one.
Yeah. That. I know. Yeah. I'm actually looking. I want to take a weekend and go drive up to Rob's Resort. I mean, I'm going to go to Axial Fest no matter what, because it's like it's like right there. I can see.
Well, the corner from your house.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So isn't Dead Man at Donner Ski Ranch? I don't think so. Pretty sure that's not it. I think it's the Element one at Horseman's, same place that Pearline by the Fire is, same one that the Cardinal event is. So, yeah. Chad says 1,000 hours of fabrication plus $6,000 in materials equals a $40 award. There is no way that award costs $40.
That's maybe a $5 award.
You can buy those trophy blanks for maybe in that $5 to $10 range. The vinyl, another $5 at least. The artwork, what's the value of that? Could be a little more. $20.
Let's not get it twisted.
Maybe max.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta end this one because I fell asleep.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to start editing the Class 3 video or if I am going to go play a video game, because I haven't done that in a long time.
Go play a video game. Thank you to the following: Blind Guy RC, Indie Bama, Chuck's RC Habit, Blind Guy RC, Eric Baker, John Roberts RC 1.6, John Roberts RC 1.6, TRD Adventures, Bob Back, Indie Bama, BT, Bob Back, Perry G, Raw Expedition, and Gunnar Nissen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to Crawler Baller, Indie Bama, Blind Guy RC, Indie Bama, Toxic Crawlers, TRD Adventures, Blind Guy RC, John Roberts RC, Jeremiah Saddleberg, Chuck's RC Habit, Gunnar Nissen, Jeremiah, Eric Baker, Buck Dandy, Patches, Spirit Garage RC, Evil Tom, Roper Rodeo, Freddie Hammond, Roper Rodeo, Paul Roth, Evil Tom BT, TRD Adventures, Perry G, Joe Zaniga, and Gunnar Nissen. Much appreciated to everybody. Glad to be back.
Thank you, guys.
Had such a great time.
Yep.
So much more.
Justin Baker, thanks for sneaking one in there. Congrats on your 100th place. Appreciate it. Friday, you building stuff?
I think I might build that TWS that I've been sitting on a while.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was a fun build. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. And so,
maybe I'll paint mine while I watch you build yours.
Why don't you paint yours and then send that to me, and I'll send you a clear one.
Yes. Yeah, you can do that for sure. But send me yours first.
Done.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Later, everybody. Goodbye.
Love you.